Okay, so question 1. The random variable x is binomially distributed with 10 trials and a probability of success equal to 0.25 at each attempt. The value of p of x is equal to which one? So we're looking, really, for everything to be a success except for 0. So really what I'm asking is 1 minus the probability that this thing is equal to 0. Now, if you look on your formula sheet, you'll see that you've got a formula for this, which is 1 minus the probability of this thing is going to be 10 with 0 successes. The probability of success is 0.25 with the r above it, which will be 0, multiplying by 0.75 to the power of 10. Now, this is just going to be 1. See ya? This is also just going to be 1, meaning that the answer we're left with is 1 minus. This can be changed to 3 over 4 to the power of 10, which gives me D as my answer. So this one is the one that we're looking for. Next question down here. So you'll see here that if I'm representing these things as coordinates, it will help me figure out which ones are included and which ones aren't. This is when x equals 4. So here you can see that it's been found using rectangles with a width of 1 unit. And I've used x as 4, x as 3, x as 2, and then there's nothing down here at x as 1. So I'm going to let this side be x, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to substitute that in to find what that coordinate is. So when I substitute 2 in, 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8. 3 squared is 9 times 2 is 18. And 4 squared is 16 times 2 is 32. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, because now I found this as a coordinate over here, that's when that one is 32. Okay, so to work out the area of each of these things, I'm going to do its height multiplied by the width. Now, it tells us in the question that the width is equal to 1. So I'm going to do this one times 1, which will just give me 8. This one times 1, which gives me 18. Now, I know you can see that this is pretty obvious, but if we had a different number, you might get a little confused, so we're just going to run through the steps. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do to work out the area of all these rectangles is add them all together. 32 plus 18 plus 8 makes 58, meaning that we are looking at A as our answer. Okay, question 3. Now, it helps me to represent these in a different way first. So cos bracket 3x bracket squared. Now that I've done that, I can use chain rule. So the derivative of the inside of this bracket is going to give me 3. And then cos will change into minus sine 3x. So that's the derivative of the inside multiplied by the derivative of the outside. Now the 2 minus 1, we'll just leave that as 2. And then I can put this back inside. Okay, so now all I have to do, negative 3 times 2 makes negative 6. Sine 3x bracket cos 3x. So that one matches up with A. Okay, number 4. Now, number 4, I do have some questions about number 4, just because they're not doing exactly what I would think they would do. So here they're saying if this is equal to 4 and this is equal to negative 10, which of the following is true? Now, if I graphically represent this, here's my number line, there's 0, there's 3, over here there's negative 2. My graph is going to look something like this. Okay, where this area here is my, undo, I've drawn it going the wrong way. Okay, so this side between 0 and 2 is going to be positive 4, and then down here is going to be negative 10. So it's like that. Now, normally what we would do is we would acknowledge that this is like this, and I would do absolute of both sides, absolute it, and then that would give me 14. But that's not what we're doing in this case. I think the question is asking us to interpret what would happen if I just put it straight in the calculator. And the thing that would happen if I put it straight in the calculator is I would get the answer of B. Okay, and I would get that answer because it would do 4 minus 10, which would give me negative 6. Okay, next one, the slope of the tangent to this graph at x equals e to the power of 2. So all I have to do is take the derivative of this function. Now, when I've got an ln function, we just take the derivative of whatever's in the bracket. So the derivative of x squared will become 2x over x squared, meaning that this will cancel out this, and I'll be left with 2 over x. Then I can substitute x equals e to the power of 2. So this will be e over e squared, like that. So that matches up with B.